Students, welcome to today's class. In this class, we are going to discuss about participants of bond market. In the previous class, we discussed about the bond market and the importance of bond market. And the learning objectives of the today's class is to understand various participants of bond market. So, bond market plays a very important role in Indian stock markets, because in the Indian one of the major segment in the Indian stock market is the bonds. So we need to understand what are who are the different participants who comes under the bond market participation. Also to know the scope of participants in the bond market. To what extent these bond market participants will play an important role in the overall structure of the market is also another important objective. And finally, what we are going to learn from this particular topic is to aware about various participants of the bond market and able to recognize the bond market participants' role with respect to their investments. So what kind of investments that they do it, how these investments play an important role in the overall structure of the Indian stock market is what we are going to learn in this particular topic. Now let's get on to the topic. A bond market is a much larger than equity market. Every time when you heard about Indian stock market, equity market is a bigger one. No, a bond market is even more or even larger than the equity market in fact. And also the investments into bond market is also very much high. However, the bonds pay on a maturity, whereas the the short time before the maturity, traded for the short time before the maturity. So bonds trade on the maturity because they will pay the money on the maturity, and also along with the interest amounts they will be paid. The principal amount also will be paid in the bonds, and at the same time the bond market one of the important thing in the bond market is the bonds also the instruments which can be tradable in the market. So bonds can be exchanged from the people, and that's why the marketability of bonds also very much high. So that is the reason why the bond market also playing an important role in the Indian economy, because if you think about the bond buyer, let us consider one example here. Say if you have 1 lakh rupee with you, and you want to deposit this money in bank, and the banker, for a fixed deposit, the banker may give you around 6% to 7% interest rate per annum. So in this case, you deposit your money in the bank, and the bank will pay you 6% to 7% per annum interest rate. At the end of the year, you will get the principal amount as well as the interest amount, and the contract will be settled. And on the other hand, let us say that you need this money in between this 1 year. Is there any possibility that you can get the money back? Yes, of course, you can get the money back, but the penalties are there, and you need to pay these penalties, and finally the outcome of the total investment will be very, very less. So for this, what is the solution? The solution is that you must be in a position to take your money at any time, though you want to invest in the securities like bonds, but you want this money at any point of time that is required for you. Now that's why the bond instruments are available. So these bond instruments are tradable because they also are listed in the stock market, and they also can trade in the market. So in case if you purchase a bond instrument in the stock market like treasury bills, certificate of deposit, these are instruments, and these instruments if you buy, so that these instruments are transferable to anybody, and these are tradable, and so that at any point of time, if you want to buy the security, you can buy it and hold for some time, and then at any point of time, if you want to sell it also, you can sell it out. So that is the greatest advantage. So you get it in the stock market, in the bond market. And who is the regulatory body for this bond market? So for the bond market, the government securities, and for the money markets, the Reserve Bank of India is a regulatory body, look after all the matter concern related to the government securities and the money market related matters. But whereas the corporate debt market and the bond market is regulated by the Securities and Exchange Board of India, and the domestic bond market, domestic debt market in the India is amounts to 67% of GDP. So 67% of GDP is constituted from the domestic bond market itself. So there you could easily understand the importance of bond market and its role in the Indian economy. With this particular statistic, you can easily understand. While the size of India's corporate bond market is mere 16% of GDP, so Indian corporate bond market is very less when comparing to the others, whereas the same with respect to Malaysia is 46%, and also with respect to South Korea it is 73%. So, but in Indian corporate bond market is settled down with only 16% of GDP. So, whereas 67% of GDP is contributed by the domestic debt market. These are the little statistics about the bond market and regulations. Now, let us discuss about the participants of bond market. So another important parameter to be looked at while we discuss about bond market is, so who are the participants? So as we said, 67% of the GDP is bond market is contributing to the GDP. So which means who are the actual players who are involving in this bond market and contributing this much to the GDP? Now let us see. So the institutional investors, the governments, traders and individuals are the main important participants in the bond market. Now let us go and discuss about these individual participants one by one. Now let us discuss about institutional investors. So who is referred to as an institutional investor? An institutional investor is a body corporate who invest their money in bulk quantities, and at the same time, if they need money also, they will borrow money from the market in bulk in quantities. They are known as institutional investors. So the individual investor is the one who invest in the market for about 2 lakhs is less than 2 lakhs is the small investor, or what we call retail investor. And if the institutional if an individual investor who invests money in more than 2 lakhs in a single issue is referred to as the non-individual investor or non-retail investor. And institutional investors are the body corporates who invest in huge quantities. So who is an entity which pools money to purchase securities, real property and other investment assets, originate loans. So finally they issue loans to public, and at the same time corporates also take loans from the public. So these are all known as the institutional investors. The institutional investors are typically banks, credit unions. Banks are different banks, like there are different banks that you come across in the like Bank of India, Bank of Baroda and Bank of Maharashtra, and there are different banks that are there. So these are all the banks who can borrow money and lend money to the different parties, are recognized as institutional investors. And also credit unions. There are some credit unions who also borrow money and take money from the different participants. So who are also one of the major constitution in the bond market is the credit unions. And also insurance companies. So insurance companies are the main entities who protect the what we call insurance holder from against various types of risks. So there are different types of insurance companies are available, like life insurance companies, term insurance, and general insurance. So there are various insurance products that are available in the market. So the companies are about to face, and also the companies are ready to bear the risk that happens in the real market, whomever they are providing their services. So for all of them, what is required is the money is required. They do not take money from the bond market in the form of institutional investors. And also pensions. So to settle pensions, so government needs money. So whereas institutional investors also are in a position to pay money for the different people in the form of pensions. So they need money, and they become institutional investors. And also hedge funds. So there are different uh, investments that may happen earlier. To safeguard those investments, what we need is we need to hedge the positions. Let's say, for example, you have made an investment into equity market to a certain quantity of shares. Now your investment is subjected to the stock market risk. So where the price of the share that you purchase may increase or decrease, and that directly reflects your profitability. And to hedge your position, what you can do is you can enter into the derivatives market, like the futures purchase or the selling or putting buying of options. So wherein you will safeguard, or like it is called as hedging. You hedge the positions whatever are there already in the equity market through this hedging process. So these require some funds. So we need some funds to do such kind of activities to protect the already existing positions. We need some funds. Those are known as hedge funds. So for them, so we need to borrow money from various entities, also recognized as a institutional investor. And also real estate and infrastructure things, REITs. So real estate and infrastructure companies. So these are also you make an investment into various real estate products. Those are also in need of money. And then investment advisors, who are also the participants of bond market, because they also invest their money or raise money from the invest their money in the market. So based on the requirements of their clients. And also endowments, mutual funds are also different institutional investors, because they also make an investment into different investable assets. And also mutual funds also invest their money into various securities in the form of units, purchasing different mutual funds and the different shares and all. So all these are all the investors. They raise money and invest in some purpose. So they need money in huge quantities. Let's say, be it is a bank or it is a credit union, insurance company, pension fund, hedge fund, real estate fund, insurance advisors, endowments, mutual funds. All these, for their purpose, they need money, and they raise money from the market in huge quantities for a certain cost. So who will supply the money for these all entities? So there is a bond market in India. The definite structure in the bond market. There are regulations that are protecting the bond market, so that they can raise money from the bond market and invest their money according to their requirements, depending upon their necessities, and do the business. So these are all known as institutional investors. One of the main important source or one important participant in the bond market. That's the reason why in India the bond market participation is about 67% in the GDP. And then the next entity is the government. As we all know that government spend money for various purposes, be it is a central government or it is a state government. So they always are in need of money for various purposes, like public welfare services or general routine activities, to carry on routine activities, or for the employee salaries. So for various purposes they need money, government. So central government normally raise money through various sources. They have sources like tax, income tax, and various commercial tax. Right now, recently we have seen the goods and services tax. So through all these reforms and these sources, the government raise money or contribute money for the utilization purpose. But here, despite of all these sources, government may also need money for various purposes. So then to whom the government will approach us, simply they can also issue some securities, what we call it as a government securities, G securities. Also, for the short-term purpose, they can issue the treasury bills. No, the central government issues these two. For the short-term purpose, they issue treasury bills, and for the long-term purpose, they issue the the long-term government securities. But basically, the government, which whenever they require money, so they go for this kind of bond issues because the collateral is the government itself. So anybody will be interested in coming into the contract with the government. So that's why government also raise money for their various purposes. So these governments like state governments, central governments, even quasi governments like local governments like municipalities and other local governments also may raise funds through these loans. Intermediaries are the one and also not a participant in the government treasury bills, as I said, treasury bill, T-bills. T-bills are ranging from 91 days to 360, 364 days. So there are different, the different types of securities are available in the market for raising loans. So all these are all the securities. So securities means simply you can these securities are being tradable. So they are listed in the stock market. So whenever you are interested in money, you are interested in participating these bonds or these securities, you can go into stock market and buy the securities as long as you want. And then in a particular period, if you satisfy and you require money back, so that you can sell off your security in the stock market instantly and you can get your money back. So that's what the security point of view, like you have a safety for the principal amount and you also have a liquidity, because as and when you want you can participate at the same time, you can, if you want, you can get out of this investment. So by the way, so you can enter at any time and exit at any time, even in the bond market also. So with that comfort, you can invest your money into these securities, and these ways. So government is also becoming one of the main participant in the Indian debt market. So again, Indian debt market is regulated by the Reserve Bank of India. And who is the another source, another participant for the bond market is traders. A trader is typically maybe an individual who engages in buying and selling of financial assets in financial market, either for himself or behalf of any other person or an institution. So a trader is a person or an institution. They buy or sell securities on behalf of himself or on behalf of any other institution they can buy. So these are known as traders. So for buying the securities, they need money, and that's why they go for the kind of the different bond market securities. So they are becoming one of the participant in the bond markets. And the main difference between the trader and investor is the duration for which the person holds the asset. So typically, a trader who holds the asset for a very limited period of time, but an investor holds the asset for a longer period of time. Simple example, when it comes to the bond market, a trader may be interested in participating in T-bills market, whereas investors may be interested in participating in government securities markets. This is how the trader and investors are also, or the individuals who are also participants in the bond market. Investors tend to have a longer horizon, time horizon. So always they try to participate in the market for a longer horizon, while that's what investors always tend to participate in the longer period of time, whereas traders tend to hold the assets for a very shorter period of time to capitalize on the short term trends. So this is how the traders, for maybe for the longer tenure or for the shorter tenure, these people for their requirements borrow funds from the stock market and invest their money in, according to their convenience or requirements. When it comes to traders, another important point also to be discussed. In the equity market, most of the traders are day traders. So what they do is they come in the morning and borrow funds from the market. They trade using these funds, and at the end of the day they settle the trades and simply close the position, whether they are in profits or they are in losses, and settle down the complete transaction. So for them what they need is a high amount of leverage is required. They need money. So they borrow money from the bond market for 1 day, 2 day, also are available. So in this way they try to make use of the opportunities that are available in the bond market, and they are becoming one of the important source of the bond market. Another participant in the bond market is individuals. So individuals are the investor. An investor is an individual who puts money into entities such as business for a financial return. So a investor who invests their money in the asset for getting some kind of return. Now in the bond market, also being an investor, what they do is they invest their money in the bond market, like they issue money in the bond market. So they will collect debentures and they issue money. So the participants who are involving in the bond market, they collect money and issue securities. So along with the securities, when the security reaches to the maturity, then the issuers may return the securities, return the money along with the interest amount. And the main goal of any investor is to minimize the risk and maximize the return. So there are also risks that are there in the bond market, like credit risk, default risk. There are many risks are there, but in the securities market, the securities listed in the stock market, like even in the bond market also, bond treasury bills securities are also available. So there are different securities that are listed and traded in the stock market, so may not have that much may not have the what we call default risk. And of course the other risk types of risk also are again will be there, like purchasing power risk, and so in case if you are a person who need interest amount on a regular intervals, even though you don't need the money also, in such a case yeah, the investors also may face the reinvestment risk as well. So there are different risks that are associated with the bond investment, but the bond investors always try to minimize the risk and try to maximize the returns. And it is in contrast with the speculator. So whereas the speculator may be ready to take up the higher risk, but at the same time the return may be a higher return or could be a lower return. So depending upon the risky asset, risky transactions what they are doing, based on that the returns are going to depend. So all these are all the main participants in the bond market. Now let us see a small diagram, so over which we can see what is the market share of bond market participants. There are different participants. I have collected this particular data. The foreign institutional investors are participating to a 33%, and then NRIs are participating in the bond market 11%, offshore funds, other country funds, offshore funds 16%, and also others who are participating 4%, national banks about 2%, corporate houses are about 34%. This is how the market share of bond market is being categorized. Now let's conclude the topic. A bond market is a part of securities market. Yes, there are two basic securities are available, that is bonds and then equities. So bond is one of the important security, one of the security in the stock market. a securities market. And the major participants in the bond market include institutional investors, traders, individuals, and the governments. Reserve Bank of India regulates the bond market. So RBI is the regulatory body for the entire bond market. Now let us have a small quiz on understanding the level of knowledge. A bond is a tradable security. Do you agree with this statement? Yes, it is a tradable security because it is trading in the stock market. Whoever is interested in the buying of security, they can buy, or they want to sell, they can sell it. A bond market in India is regulated by whom? Exactly, Reserve Bank of India. Sorry, SEBI, security bond market. Bond market India is regulated by Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI. Who among the following is not a participant in the bond market? Who are these? Yes, intermediaries are the one who is not a participant in the bond market. Right. Thank you. Thank you very much for participating in this session. Thank you.